So, of course, we were really interested. One of the primary reasons that you might expect flexibility to be useful is because it can support employee well being, because you have more control over where and when you work. So, that might help with your work life balance. So, as Alex mentioned, and as you would probably expect, right, we did find that the flexibility condition did suggest that there would be better work life balance. But then we also did find that employees working under the flexibility condition also reported better mental health. So we used the kind of mental health inventory to assess that, which is essentially capturing subclinical levels of depression and anxiety. So we're actually talking about, a serious indicator of mental health, which did improve under the flexibility condition. So that was really lovely to see. And on the flip side, things that we didn't see, but that were probably equally important, right, was the fact that the organization is a one stop shop, if you will, for accounting services. So they are very much focused on the client experience, the service that is provided to their clients, right? And this is the bread and butter of what they do. So they were very concerned about whether having their employees working flexibly might have an adverse impact on the experience for their customers. And what we did not find was that there was an impact, a negative impact for that customer experience. So that was really quite kind of good news, if you will, that you didn't see kind of this detrimental impact from people working flexibly. So they were given the autonomy to work at home, work in the office. They could go and visit the client, schedule their appointments when it suited them, and they could meet the client at different locations. So sometimes they would choose a location closer to their home, for example. They would go to the client's office or they would meet in the office, but we didn't see a detrimental impact there. And then the third area that we were particularly concerned about and our partner was worried about was around kind of that teamwork. And we've alluded to this kind of culture that the organization had. And essentially, one of the kind of potential issues around providing people flexibility could be that maybe when people start working from home more often or outside of the office, it starts eroding some of the teamwork and that kind of culture in the organization. Well, again, we didn't find evidence for a negative impact of the flexibility on team communication or coordination, both of which are indicators of team effectiveness and your ability to work together. So that was really exciting. So we were both excited by what we did find, as well as some of the non-significant, statistical results. That also suggests, that it's not just a function of us watching them, that these things happened, right? So we're not really. The likelihood that this is all kind of a Hawthorne type of effect, right? The function of people just being watched would actually be arguably rather small, because if it really was a Hawthorne effect, well, they would have seen increases in all of the different dimensions. Probably their KPI number one is around client service, right? So if you were to try and inflate everything, surely we would have seen some type of increased customer service indicators, but none of those were reported.